10 seconds.
Now.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. حرمت عليكم أمهاتكم ونناتكم وأخواتكم وأمهاتكم وخالاتكم وبنات الأخ وبنات الأخت وأمهاتكم التي أرضعناكم وأخواتكم من الرضاعة وأمهات نسائكم وربائبكم التي في حجوركم من نسائكم التي دخلتم بهن فإن لم تكونوا دخلتم بهن فلا جناح عليكم وحلائل أبنائكم الذين من أصلابكم وأن تجمعوا بين الأختين إلا ما قد سلف إن الله كان غفورا رحيما. والمحصنات من النساء إلا ما ملكت أيمانكم كتاب الله عليكم وأحل لكم ما وراء ذلكم أن تبتغوا بأموالكم محسنين غير مسافهين فما استمتعتم به منهن فآتوهن أجورهن فريضة ولا جناح عليكم فيما تراضيتم به من بعد الفريضة إن الله كان عليما حكيما. ومن لم يستطع منكم طولا أن ينكح المحصنات المؤمنات فمما ملكت أيمانكم من فتياتكم المؤمنات والله أعلم بإيمانكم بعضكم من بعض فانكحوهن بإذن أهلهن وآتوهن أجورهن بالمعروف محصنات غير مسافحات ولا متخذات أخدان فإذا أحسن فإن أتينا بفاحشة فعليهن نصف ما على المحصنات من العذاب ذلك لمن خشي العنات منكم وأن تصبروا خير لكم والله غفور رحيم. يريد الله ليبين لكم ويهديكم سنن الذين من قبلكم ويتوب عليكم والله عليم حكيم. والله يريد أن يتوب عليكم ويريد الذين يتبعون الشهوات أن تميلوا ميلا عظيما. يريد الله أن يخفف عنكم وخلق الإنسان ضعيفا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل إلا أن تكون تجارة عن تراض منكم ولا تقتلوا أنفسكم إن الله كان بكم رحيما. ومن يفعل ذلك عدوانا وظلما فسوف نصله نارا وكان ذلك لله يسيرا إن تجتنبوا كبائر ما تنهون عنه نكفر عنكم سيئاتكم وندخلكم مدخلا كريما ولا تتمنوا ما فضل الله به بعضكم على بعض للرجال نصيب مما اكتسبوا وللنساء نصيب مما اكتسبنا واسألوا الله من فضله إن الله كان بكل شيء عليما ولكل جعلنا موالي مما ترك الوالدان والأقربون والذين عقدت أيمانكم وآتوهم نصيبهم إن الله كان على كل شيء شهيدا الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما أنفقوا من أموالهم فالصالحات كانتات حافظات للغيب بما حفظ الله والتي تخافون نشوزهن فإذوهن واهجروهن في المضاجع واضربوهن فإن أطعناكم فلا تبغوا عليهن السبيل إن الله كان عليا كبيرا وإن خفتم شقاق بينهما فابعثوا حكما من أهلها إن يريد إصلاحا يوفق الله بينهما إن الله كان عليما خبيرا واعبدوا الله ولا تشركوا به شيئا وبالوالدين إحسانا وبذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين والجار ذي القربى والجار الجنوب والصاحب بالجنب وابن السبيل وما ملكت أيمانكم إن الله لا يحب من كان مختالا فخورا الذين يبخلون ويأمرون الناس بالبخل ويكتمون ما آتاهم الله من فضله واعتدنا للكافرين عذابا مهينا والذين ينفقون أموالهم رياء الناس ولا يؤمنون بالله ولا باليوم الآخر ومن يكون الشيطان له قرينا فساء قرينا وماذا عليهم لو آمنوا بالله واليوم الآخر وأنفقوا مما رزقهم الله وكان الله بهم عليما إن الله لا يظلم مثقال ذرة وإن تك حسنة يضاعفها ويؤتي من لدنه أجرا عظيما فكيف إذا جئنا من كل أمة بشاهد وجئنا بك على هؤلاء شهيدا يومئذ يود الذين كفروا وعصوا الرسول لو تسوى بهم الأرض ولا يكتمون الله حديثا يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقربوا الصلاة وأنتم سكرى حتى تعلموا ما تقولون ولا جنوب إلا عبير السبيل حتى تغتسلوا وإن كنتم مرضى أو على سفر أو جاء أحد منكم من الغائط أو لامستم النساء فلم تجدوا ماء فتيمموا صعيدا طيبا فامسحوا بوجوهكم وأيديكم إن الله كان عفوا غفورا ألم تر إلى الذين أوتوا نصيبا من الكتاب يشترون الضلالة ويريدون أن تضلوا السبيل والله أعلم بأعدائكم وكفى بالله وليا وكفى بالله نصيرا من الذين هادوا يحرفون الكلم عن مواضعه ويقولون سمعنا وعصينا واسمع غير مسمع ورائنا لي بألسنتهم وطعنا في الدين ولو أنهم قالوا سمعنا وطعنا واسمع وانظرنا لكان خيرا لهم وأقواما ولكن لعنهم الله بكفرهم فلا يؤمنون إلا قليلا يا أيها الذين أوتوا الكتاب آمنوا بما نزلنا مصدقا لما معكم من قبل أن نطمس وجوها فنردها على أدبارها أو نلعنهم كما لعنا أصحاب السبت وكان أمر الله مفعولا إن الله لا يغفر أن يشرك به ويغفر ما دون ذلك لمن يشاء ومن يشرك بالله فقد افترى إثما عظيما ألم تر إلى الذين يزكون أنفسهم بل الله يزكي من يشاء ولا يظلمون فتيلا انظر كيف يفترون على الله الكذب وكفى به إثما مبينا ألم تر إلى الذين أوتوا نصيبا من الكتاب يؤمنون بالجبت والطاغوت ويقولون للذين كفروا هؤلاء أحدى من الذين آمنوا سبيلا أولئك الذين لعنهم الله ومن يلعن الله فلن تجد له نصيرا أم لهم نصيب من الملك فإذا لا يؤتون الناس نكيرا أم يحسدون الناس على ما آتاهم الله من فضله فقد أتينا على إبراهيم الكتاب والحكمة وآتيناهم ملكا عظيما فمنهم من آمن به ومنهم من صد عنه وكفى بجهنم سعيرا إن الذين كفروا بآياتنا سوف نصلهم نارا كلما نضجت جلودهم بدلناهم جلودا غيرها ليذوقوا العذاب إن الله كان عزيزا حكيما والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات سندخلهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا لهم فيها أزواج مطهرة وندخلهم ظلا ذليلا إن الله يأمركم أن تؤدوا الأمانة إلى أهلها وإذا حكمتم بين الناس أن تحكموا بالعدل إن الله نعم يعظكم به إن الله كان سميعا بصيرا يا أيها الذين آمنوا آتوا الله وآتوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم فإن تنازعتم في شيء فردوه إلى الله والرسول إن كنتم تؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر ذلك خير وأحسن تأويلا صدق الله العلي العظيم
اللهم صل على محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله.
أحسنت brother Suhail. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم تر إلى الذين يزعمون أنهم آمنوا بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك يريدون أن يتحاكموا إلى الطاغوت وقد أمروا أن يكفروا به ويريد الشيطان أن يضلهم ضلالا بعيدا وإذا قيل لهم تعالوا إلى ما أنزل الله وإلى الرسول رأيت المنافقين يصدون عنك صدودا فكيف إذا أصابتهم مصيبة بما قدمت أيديهم ثم جاءوك ويحلفون بالله إن أردنا إلا إحسانا وتوفيقا أولئك الذين يعلم الله ما في قلوبهم فأعرض عنهم وعظهم وقل لهم في أنفسهم قولا بليغا وما أرسلنا من رسول إلا ليطاع بإذن الله ولو أنهم إذا ظلموا أنفسهم جاءوك فأستغفر الله وأستغفر لهم الرسول لوجدوا الله توابا رحيما فلا وربك ليؤمنون حتى يحكموك فيما شجر بينهم ثم لا يجدوا في أنفسهم حرجا مما قضيت ويسلموا تسليما ولو أنا كتبنا عليهم أن يقتلوا أنفسكم أو يخرجوا من دياركم ما فعلوه إلا قليلا منهم ولو أنهم فعلوا ما يوعظون به لكان خيرا لهم وأشد تثبيتا وعزا لآتيناهم من لدنا أجرا عظيما ولهديناهم صراطا مستقيما ومن يطع الله ورسوله فأولئك مع الذين أنعم الله عليهم من نبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين وحسن أولئك رفيقا ذلك الفضل من الله وكفى بالله عليما يا أيها الذين آمنوا خذوا حذركم فانفروا سبعات أو انفروا جميعا وإن منكم لمن ليبطئن فإن أصابتكم مصيبة قال قد أنعم الله علي إذ لم أكن معهم شهيدا ولئن أصابكم فضل من الله ليقولن كأن لم تكن بينكم وبين مودة يا ليتني كنت معهم فأفوز فوزا عظيما فليقاتل في سبيل الله الذين يشرون الحياة الدنيا بالآخرة ومن يقاتل في سبيل الله فيقتل أو يغلب فسوف نؤتيه أجرا عظيما وما لكم لا تقاتلون في سبيل الله والمستضعفين من الرجال والنساء والولدان الذين يقولون ربنا أخرجنا من هذه القرية الظالم أهلها واجعل لنا من لدنك وليا واجعل لنا من لدنك نصيرا الذين آمنوا يقاتلون في سبيل الله والذين كفروا يقاتلون في سبيل الطاغوت فقاتلوا أولياء الشيطان إن كيد الشيطان كان ضعيفا ألم تر إلى الذين قيل لهم كفوا أيديكم وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة فلما كتب عليهم القتال إذا فريق منهم يخشون الناس كخشية الله أو أشد خشية وقالوا ربنا لما كتبت علينا القتال لولا أخرتنا إلى أجل قريب قل متاع الدنيا قليلا والآخرة خير لمن اتقى ولا تظلمون فتيلا أينما تكونوا يدرككم الموت ولو كنتم في بروج مشيدة وإن تصبهم حسنة يقول هذه من عند الله وإن تصبهم سيئات يقول هذه من عندك كل من عند الله فما لهؤلاء القوم ليكادون يفقهون حديثا ما أصابك من حسنة فمن الله وما أصابك من سيئات فمن نفسك وأرسلناك للناس رسولا فكفى بالله شهيدا من يطيع الرسول فقد أطاع الله ومن تولى فما أرسلناك عليهم حفيظا ويقولون طاعة وإذا بزروا من عندك بيت طائفة منهم غير الذي تقول والله يكتب ما يبيتون فأعرض عنهم وتوكل على الله وكفى بالله وكيلا أفلا يتدبرون القرآن ولو كان من عند غير الله لوجدوا فيه اختلافا كثيرا وإذا جاءهم أمر من الأمن أو الخوف أذاعوا به ولو ردوه إلى الرسول وإلى أولي الأمر منهم لعلمه الذين يستنبطون منهم ولولا فضل الله عليكم ورحمته لاتبعتم الشيطان إلا قليلا فقاتل في سبيل الله لا تكلف إلا نفسك وحرض المؤمنين عسى الله أن يكف بأس الذين كفروا والله أشد بأسا وأشد تنكيلا من يشفع شفاعة حسنة يكن له نصيبا منها ومن يشفع شفاعة سيئة يكن له كفل منها وكان الله على كل شيء مقيتا وإذا حييتم بتحية فحيوا بأحسن منها أو ردوها إن الله كان على كل شيء حسيبا الله لا إله إلا هو ليجمعنكم إلى يوم القيامة لا ريب فيه ومن أصدق من الله حديثا فما لكم في المنافقين فئتين والله أركسهم بما كسبوا أتريدون أن تهدوا من أضل الله ومن يضلل الله فلن تجد له سبيلا ودوا لو تكفرون كما كفروا فتكونون سواء فلا تتخذوا منهم أولياء حتى يهاجروا في سبيل الله فإن تولوا فخذوهم واقتلوهم حيث وجدتموهم ولا تتخذوا منهم وليا ولا نصيرا إلا الذين يصلون إلى قوم بينكم وبينهم ميثاق أو جاءوكم حسرت صدورهم أن يقاتلوكم أو يقاتلوا قومهم ولو شاء الله لسلطهم عليكم فلقاتلوكم فإني اعتزلوكم فلم يقاتلوكم والقوا إليكم السلام فما جعل الله لكم عليهم سبيلا ستجدون آخرين يريدون أن يأمنوكم ويأمنوا قومهم كلما ردوا إلى الفتنة أركسوا فيها فإن لم يعتزلوكم ويلقوا إليكم السلام ويكفوا أيديهم فخذوهم واقتلوهم حيث سقفتموهم وأولئكم جعلنا لكم عليهم سلطانا مبينا وما كان لمؤمن أن يقتل مؤمنا إلا خطأ ومن قتل مؤمنا خطأ فتحرير رقبة مؤمنة ودية مسلمة إلى أهله إلا أن يصدقوا فإن كان من قوم عدو لكم وهو مؤمن فتحرير رقبة مؤمنة وإن كان من قوم بينكم وبينهم ميثاق فدية مسلمة إلى أهله وتحرير رقبة مؤمنة فمن لم يجد فصيام الشهرين متتابعين توبة من الله وكان الله عليما حكيما ومن يقتل مؤمنا متعمدا فجزاؤه جهنم خالدا فيها وغضب الله عليه ولعنه وأعد له عذابا عظيما صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. السلام عليكم شيخ.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, my dear brothers and sisters who are tuning in. May Allah accept your fast, may Allah accept your ibadat, and may Allah give us the strength to continue till the end of the holy month and benefit as much as we can, inshallah. عن علي عليه السلام في نهج البلاغة وأما النهار فحلماء علماء أبرار أتقياء قد براهم الخوف بري القداح ينظر إليهم الناظر فيحسبهم مرضى وما بالقوم من مرض ويقول لقد خولطوا ولقد خالطهم أمر عظيم. Continuing with khutbah number 193 of Nahj al-Balagha and khutbatul muttaqin, this khutbah in which Imam Ali shares with us what it looks like for a person who has taqwa throughout their life, what they're going to look like in the end. This is, maybe you can say, one of the final products of a person who continues taqwa throughout their life, continues to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, continues to keep their priorities right. I mean, we have small kids maybe watching, and we have older brothers and sisters watching. Even the younger ones who are tuning in right now maybe are watching, and I know you're watching because your parents probably forced you to, but trust me, it's for your own good. I'm just kidding. I know you're here because you love me. All right, so anyway, especially my younger brothers and sisters who are watching, like, we have to get our priorities straight. It takes a little bit of sitting down, thinking, reflecting. Where am I headed? What's going on? Now, I'm saying this, but when I was younger, I was also hot-headed. I could care less about these matters. When you're younger, you feel like you're gonna be here forever. Really, you do. But as you get a little bit older, right now, for example, myself, I'm in my 30s. Maybe you could say close to late 30s. I'm scared to say late 30s, so I say close to late 30s. Yeah, so I'm in my later 30s, and really, my perspective on life has changed. And the way I see it is a little different than it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And so, young and old who are watching, if we make that decision, we get our priorities straight, and we stay focused, we don't swerve left and right too much. We make sure that, we make sure that thing that we're after, that we're supposed to be after is secured. Now we might do other things on the side, that's fine, but we make sure we don't miss out on the main goal. If we have that, inshallah, as time goes on, we are supposed to fall under the category of these things that the Imam is saying in this khutbah. So we're continuing this khutbah, that the Imam where he speaks of, the final product of a person who has gotten their priorities straight and is continuing the path, doing the work, putting the work in, and so on. Yes. أما النهار فحلماء علماء. Yesterday we left off at this part of the khutbah. And my salams to those who are saying salam and tuning in. And brother says, throwback to the Anar days. That's an inside joke. Welcome. It makes me happy to see the brothers and sisters as they come in. I'll say this too. The YouTube stream, live stream, is just like the center. It's interesting because when you're doing Ramadan lectures in the center, people trickle in slowly. The last 10-15 minutes is when you get the highest number of people watching. And so you think to yourself that now that we're quarantined like this and we're at home and we're doing it online and it's just a few clicks away, people are going to be there from the beginning, right? But no. This sunnah hasana is also preserved even if the program is online. You'll notice once we get closer to the end, the closer to iftar we get, the higher the number of viewers goes. Anyway, that's a cute point I wanted to share with all of you. Anyway, أما النهار فحلماء علماء أبرار أتقياء. These individuals in the daytime. So we covered what they look like in the night, what their nighttime looks like. Now their daytime, what does it look like? I mean, Ayatollah Jawadi, he used to use this example a lot. He would say that there are people out there who are like the fig. The fig, everything about it is good. The skin on the outside is edible. It's good for you. The inside is good. The seeds are good. The flesh of it, everything of it is good, right? And so some people are like that. Now these muttaqeen, their nighttime is good. Their daytime is good. Everything about them is good. When the lecture starts online, they're here on time. Everything about them is good. Yeah? أما النهار فحلماء علماء. In the daytime, they have hilm. We talked about hilm yesterday. I'm not going to go over it again. They have ilm. Think about it. This person who's walking in the streets is amongst the people. There's something different about him or her. They carry knowledge. If you were to look at them with the lens of the angels, you'll see this person weighs more than the rest. Why? Not because they eat less or eat more or whatever, because they carry more knowledge. So they have knowledge and they have hilm at the same time. I want to say this, the ones who are more knowledgeable, the more and more knowledgeable a person is, the more and more probably, I'm not saying this is all the time, but the more and more they will probably have hilm as well. Just like when we see right now, you've heard this example from me before, how Sunni and Shia, sometimes when you see these youth who are discussing and debating amongst each other, you feel like they're at each other's throats. It's very unfortunate. But when you listen to their arguments, you feel like there's a lot of ignorance. They don't have that knowledge that they need to have. And that's why they get emotional. That's why they'll go at each other's throats sometimes. But then when you look at the scholars of the Sunni and Shi'i schools, you will find at the same time that no, there's a lot of respect held. Yes, there will be exceptions to what I'm saying, and that's because of dogma and bias and all of that plays also a role when it comes to these debates. But you will notice that lots of times the scholars have the utmost respect for each other because each side who has knowledge understands where the other side is coming from, what books that they have gone to, and so on. And so you will find that they will be more tolerating of each other versus those who have less knowledge and less ilm. I love it when I see youth when they're discussing Shia Sunni things. Even on Instagram Live, you'll see it every now and then. They'll talk about Sunni Shia stuff, but they're very relaxed and cool about it. MashaAllah, that's good to see. Yeah, inshallah, this grows, this culture grows. Anyway, hulama, ulama. They have hilm, they have ilm. Abrarun, they don't keep their knowledge to the brain and mind. It has an effect on them practically. Abrarun, they are righteous individuals. I mean, all that's produced by them and generated is what? Is good. Abrarun. إن الأبرار يشربون من كأس كان مزاجها كافورا. The Quran says the abrar, they drink from a spring in heaven. Yeah, excuse me, they drink from a cup in heaven. Kana mizajuha kafura. It's a mix of good stuff. Yeah. It's almost iftar time. I can think of a lot of drinks right now. Yeah. Anyway, yashrab, these are abrar, the righteous ones, the ones who did good in this life. These people, amman nahar. You want to look at their day? You want to see what their day looks like? You see bir coming out of them all the time. They are of the abrar. They do righteous things. They're helping others or helping themselves for the dunya or the akhirah. That's what it is. Abrarun atqiya. They are very careful. They're not the type of people who will only do good for others. But when it comes to Allah's rights, they don't trample Allah's rights either. They're very careful to be obedient of Allah. Atqiya. Atqiya comes from taqwa. All right. قَدْ بَرَاهُمُ الْخَوْفُ بَرْيَ الْقِدَاحِ. This is an interesting comparison here the Imam makes. He says that the fear that they have, fear of what? Fear of falling short of their responsibility. Whatever responsibilities Allah has put on their shoulders, I would say of work, of ibadah in the day, of helping others, and so on and so forth. These people, they have a mission. They have a goal, they have a target. There's a bullseye that they want to hit. And I'm using this word bullseye for a reason. There's a bullseye they want to make sure they hit. And they fear that they're not going to make it to that destination. They're not going to hit that bullseye. This fear of them not hitting the bullseye, قَدْ بَرَاهُمُ الْخَوْفُ بَرْيَ الْقِدَاحِ. It has sharpened them. Yes. Qidah, arrow. If you want a good arrow, you have to make it slim. You take a branch, you take a piece of wood, whatever it is, and you scrape away at it, and you thin it to the point that it is like perfectly straight, and can make its way to the target that it wants to hit. The fear that they have of not living up to their responsibilities, God forbid, has I would say, what's the word for it? Chiseled away at them so much that they are now like an arrow, a slim, dynamic arrow that is going to hit its bullseye. The only time an arrow can properly hit the bullseye is when it has been made nice and thin and ready to go. So here when it says قَدْ بَرَاهُمُ الْخَوْفُ, yeah, which means to thin something, the fear has thinned them to the point that they are like an arrow. Why? Because there is a hadaf, there's a bullseye that they're supposed to hit. And so they've been thinned down as if like an arrow. Because of what? Because their fear that they're not going to live up to what they're supposed to. And so as a result of that, this becomes an arrow that actually does hit its bullseye. In other words, you have to have that vigilance within you and that concern within you that, okay, there is a goal. So first of all, you have to have identified what the goal is in life, which is to attain Allah's satisfaction. And those things that Allah's satisfaction lies in are there. The Ahlul Bayt, the Holy Prophet, the Quran have taught us all of that. Whether it has to do with our individual life, social life, family life. Yes? So this person, because they have that concern, they really sit down and figure out what they got to do. And this fear really gets them ready to the point that they're like an arrow that will hit its bullseye. But if they didn't have that concern and fear, if they hadn't sat down to get their priorities right, then they would have been some fat log that you can't shoot at no bullseye and think you're going to hit it. All right. فَيَحْسَبُهُمْ مَرْضًا يَنْظُرُ إِلَيْهِمُ النَّاظِرُ فَيَحْسَبُهُمْ مَرْضًا. Now these people, I like how the Imam kind of, it seems that he might be using puns here. All right, so it's like an arrow that's going to hit, but at the same time, arrows are thin pieces of wood. And so apparently what the Imam is also trying to get to here is that physically, even you look at them, they're pretty thin. But we talked about this the other day as well. This is not a rule here that doesn't have exceptions. Sometimes there will be people, genetically, they are in a way that they just can't be as thin as others. There are other people who eat twice as much as someone else, yet they don't gain any weight. And I just hate it when I see people like that, because I'm not one of them. So there is a halal jealousy here that I have towards them. So if you're those types of people, stay away from me. Yeah. But jokes aside, there are some who might eat half as much as somebody else. I've seen them, but I've seen these types of people. They eat as much as they want, they don't get fat. Then there are some people who might eat half as much, but then they gain weight. Anyway, this is a rule that has exceptions. And this is not one of the main things that determines whether or not someone is on that right path or not, right? I know akhlaq teachers who were just big and heavy set, yet people would say that this guy is up to par with the likes of Ayatollah Bahjat. Yeah, and so keeping that in mind, though, there are some though who will fit this description of Imam Ali here, like a thin arrow. This person has been, out of fear, has been thin to this point. So to the point that people think that this person is sick and ill. وَمَا بِالْقَوْمِ مِنْ مَرَضٍ. But these people aren't sick. We had a teacher, him and his brother. Now, of course, genetically, this is how they were, but at the end of the day, their lifestyle also fit their appearance and matched their appearance. They were very, very thin. Now, the older brother was our teacher. He was also one of the, I would say, direct or indirect students of Ayatollah Bahjat too, actually. And so he was very thin. One time, this teacher of ours, after dars was over, he just sat there. After the lesson was over, he just sat there. And we were just sitting there. You don't get up before the ustad gets up. It's kind of disrespectful, right? And so we're like, okay, what's going on? We're thinking to ourselves, what's going on? Waiting for him to get up. He's not getting up. But then he noticed that we are not getting up. And he just said to us, he said, listen, I'm too weak to get up right now. So if you all want to get up and leave, it's okay. So he was waiting there for his, I don't know, maybe blood sugar to rise again, or for what to happen, for him to regain some energy after the dars is over. These guys were very smart too. These two brothers, astaghfirullah, I shouldn't refer to them as guys. These teachers were very, very knowledgeable, mashallah. They were, somewhat, I could call them geniuses. And so I don't know what it was. The brain and the functioning of the brain was so much that this guy would run out of energy. I don't know. But he couldn't get up. Now, when you would look at them, when they would talk to you, when they would walk, really you would think that this person is sick. Imam Ali says, وَمَا بِالْقَوْمِ مِنْ مَرَضٍ. Yeah, true, when you see them, you might think that they're sick, but they're not sick. These people, they're living a life of extra taqwa. And this is what they look like. وَيَقُولُ لَقَدْ خُولِتُ. This is one of my favorites. This person who sees them thinks to themselves, لَقَدْ خُولِتُ. When you look at them, you feel like this person's not in this world. Something's wrong with them. It's as if they're dizzy, they're confused. Now in Farsi we have a saying that is exactly, I feel, hits the nail on the head here. لَقَدْ خُولِتُ. خُولِتُ comes from makhlut. Makhlut means mixture in Farsi. It might mean that in Urdu too. Khalit in Arabic, for example, means mixture. Or maybe sometimes even it might mean juice, like a mix of juices. Anyway, لَقَدْ خُولِتُ means it's as if they're mixed up. When you look at them, you're like, is this dude mixed up? In Farsi, we have a saying, it says, قَاطِي كَارْدَان. Those who understand Farsi and are watching right now, yeah, that's the term, that's the expression we use. قَاطِي كَارْدِي, like, what's wrong with you? Have you're mixed up upstairs? What's going on? Right? Are things turning upside down in your head? What's going on? قَاطِي كَارْدِي. Now here the Imam says, لَقَدْ خُولِطُوا. When you see them, he said, this person, what's wrong with them? It looks like there's something wrong with them upstairs. قاطی کردن. انگار قاطی کردن. وَلَقَدْ خَالَطَهُمْ أَمْرٌ عَظِيمٌ. Imam says, yes. یه چیزی قاتوندتشون. You know what I'm saying? Something has mixed them up. Something has turned things upside down in their head, as if they are kind of dizzy, but dizzy in a good way, dizzy in a lofty way. Yes? What has made them dizzy? Amrun azim, a great matter, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's all about Allah. Allah has come into their existence to the point that, you know, some of these urafa, brothers and sisters, they would forget that they themselves exist because they were so into Allah's existence. Into meaning they were so preoccupied with Allah and thought of Allah and love of Allah and remembrance of Allah and satisfaction of Allah, they forget that they themselves exist. There are stories about these types of individuals, like how they would sometimes forget that they themselves exist. There's another example. I want to give you a story. Like people who would walk out of the dars. Now, either it was Allama Sayyid Ali al-Qadi al-Tabatabai, Sayyid Ali Qadi Tabatabai, the Ustad of Allama Tabatabai and Ayatollah Bahjat, and these ones. Either him or one of the teachers in that line of teachers that reaches Allama Qadi, and his name is Mullah Hussain Quli Hamedani, he was huge as well. And the Ustad of the likes of Muhammad Bahari and them, that I have their books here right now actually, and I don't know, one day maybe we can go through those books. These are urafa. Now they say that these people, sometimes their students who would walk out of their irfan session or irfan dars, you could tell this person is coming out of the dars of Mullah Hussain Quli Hamedani. Why? The guy seemed like he's dizzy. They say he would look like he's dizzy, he's about to fall. You're like, oh, what's wrong with this guy? Was he like spinning around in the room and now he's like dizzy and he's gonna fall? No. لَقَدْ خَالَطَهُمْ أَمْرٌ عَظِيمٌ. Something great has actually mixed them up and made them dizzy. Now this is good dizziness. This is something we pray for. God knows how much pleasure these people take. قَدْ بَرَاهُمُ الْخَوْفِ بَرْيَ الْقِدَاحِ لَا يَرْضَوْنَ مِنْ أَعْمَالِهِمُ الْقَلِيلِ وَلَا يَسْتَكْثِرُونَ الْكَثِيرِ. They're not happy with the little bit that they do. So they acknowledge that it's a little bit. And they ain't happy with that. They want to do as much as they can because they just feel like it's not enough. Why? Because they've been exposed to the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they know no matter what they do, there's still more room for growth. And as a result of that, لا يستكثرون الكثير. Even when they do a lot, they don't deem it as a lot. Yeah. So for them, it's always a little bit. It's not enough. It's not enough. Now someone might say, oh, you know, this takes hope away from us. Come on, brothers and sisters, let's look at some of these athletes out there. What sets the superstars apart from the rest? What sets a person like Kobe Bryant or old GOAT James or the great Michael Jordan? What sets them apart from the rest? When you ask them, they say, we just spent more time working out and just practicing in the gym. Yeah, there are pictures of Kobe Bryant. He has a cast on his hand. He's still putting in the work. Alone, he's alone on the court, getting in those free throws. Because maybe one of these free throws is going to be what sets me apart from the rest, and we win the championship. You know, you never know. Just one free throw might make the difference. So he puts in the work. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, that NBA player that they gave him a hard time in the past because he wouldn't stand up for the national anthem because he felt that it symbolizes oppression. He would come to our school when we were kids growing up. I used to go to Islamic school when I was a kid. He used to come to our school back then. And he would tell us about his work ethic. How when he was a kid, he would have to hit 100 straight free throws before he could go home. You missed the 99th one, you have to start all over again. These people, they feel like it's never enough. Why? Come on, don't go so hard. Don't take hope away. He's like, you don't understand. This is what sets me apart from the rest. Now, in the work of God, it's not about setting yourself apart from the rest. Who cares about the rest? It's about how much I can achieve. And the sky is the limit. So يَسْتَكْثِرُ لَا يَسْتَكْثِرُونَ الْكَثِيرِ. Even when they do a lot, they're like, it's not enough. فَهُمْ لِأَنفُسِهِمْ مُتَّهِمُونَ. As a result of this mindset, yeah, what do they got? They point the finger of blame always to themselves. Like, you're not good enough. You haven't done enough. And this is something that Urafa always have. Yattahimun. They do tuhmat of themselves. They don't give themselves benefit of the doubt. They're always cynical of themselves. You haven't put in enough. You need to do more. Yeah, a person like Ali ibn Abi Talib has the right to say that a person, or a mu'min, or I don't remember exactly who he's referring to, but their 2 days should never be the same. They should always be getting better and better and working harder. Yeah, a person like him will say that. فَهُمْ لِأَنفُسِهِمْ مُتَّهِمُونَ وَمِنْ أَعْمَالِهِمْ مُشْفِقُونَ. This is interesting. They're afraid of their own a'mal. Man, what if it's not good enough? I want to share a hadith here with you. It's interesting that a person like Amir al-Mu'minin will say this in this hadith. It says that one of the companions of Imam Ali was asking him, why are you always giving in the way of Allah so much? Like, slow down. Like, why are you giving so much away? Why are you doing so much infaq? Fi sabilillah, he says in this hadith, لو أعلم أن الله قبل مني فرضا واحدا لأمسكت ولكني والله ما أدري أقبل الله مني شيئا أم لا. Very interesting. The Imam, he says, look, you're telling me, I should relax a little bit. Why am I giving away so much? Imam Ali is entitled to say this. He says, لو أعلم, if I only knew that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to accept from me one of these instances that I have given in His way. If I knew that, I would stop. وَلَكِنِّي, but by Allah, I don't know. Has Allah till now accepted from me anything or not? Brothers and sisters, we all know that Allah, of course, is going to accept from Ali ibn Abi Talib. But once again, it goes back to perspective. These ones know that if they ever give themselves benefit of the doubt, that's when they're going to stop. You don't stop when you're playing in the basketball court of Allah. Yes? You play in the NBA, the game ends after 48 minutes. With Allah, the game is there till the end. So you got to keep on playing, man. You got to keep on playing the game. You have to continue till death. Keep racking up as many Jannah points in this game that is going to end at your death time. Yeah, at the time of death. Keep racking it up because there's room for it. In a normal basketball game, 48 minutes are over, they look at the scores. For us, they look at the scores during death. That's when they look at the scores. So till then, we rack up Jannah points. There's 3-pointers in that game, there's 4-pointers in that game, and so on. All right. إِذَا زُكِّيَ أَحَدٌ مِّنْهُمْ خَافَ مِمَّا يُقَالُ لَهُ. They don't give themselves benefit of the doubt so much to the extent that even when you don't ask them for their opinion and you're giving your own opinion about them and you're praising them, خَافَ مِمَّا يُقَالُ لَهُ. They get scared. Shivers run down their spine out of fear of what is being said about them or to them. Right? This is once again because of their high iman. They are so scared if people praise them, because if people praise them and they feel good about it, oh my God, what if I lose these points that I've gained throughout life? What if I slow down? What if I feel like, okay, that's enough, and so on? That's how they are. Someone asks, are there 4-pointers in NBA? I said 4-pointers? Yes, in certain leagues, there is a 4-pointer that you can shoot from as well. Not in the NBA though. إِذَا زُكِّيَ أَحَدٌ, when you speak, when a person, when someone comes and says, this person, mashallah, they are zaki, they are pure. This person, yeah, mashallah. If that person hears this, they get scared. فَيَقُولُ, and then they say to themselves this. They don't say it out loud. They say to themselves this. And I said this once in one of my lectures in MOMIN Center, that this is something good to remember. Our youth can remember. Those of you out there who might be trying to now traverse this path of God. And so people notice this in the community and sometimes might say something good about you, right? This is something to remember. This is something to remember. He says, أَنَا أَعْلَمُ بِنَفْسِي مِنْ غَيْرِي, I know better what's going on with myself than others. وَرَبِّي أَعْلَمُ بِي مِنِّي بِنَفْسِي, and Allah even is more aware of me than myself towards myself. Right? And then this is the part where the Imam puts the nail in the coffin, man. He says, Allahumma. This person, when he hears anyone praise them, they do dua to Allah. Allahumma la tu'akhidhni bima yaqulun. Oh Allah, don't hold me responsible for what they're saying. As if just this praise itself is enough to get you in trouble. Even if you are good enough, and what was said matches you in reality, in your character, still, just the fact that praise is happening, if you ever feel good about yourself, that's a problem in and of itself. So it says, "La tu'akhidhni bima yaqulun." I know they're saying this. Don't hold me accountable for what they're saying. You see, brothers and sisters, there's two types of people out there. There are people who are super pure. Yes, they are pure, but they have a bad past. So when this person hears others praise them, he knows or she knows that, okay, my past was horrible. And I had to kind of as if convert to practicing Islam as if. They don't know my past. And so, oh Allah, don't hold me responsible for what they're saying. In other words, they don't know my past, you do. I'm not the one praising myself, they are, or else I don't believe in what they're saying. Sometimes there are people like that. Sometimes there are people who are being praised, and all their life they've been good individuals. They're not a person who has changed the course of their life from non-practicing to practicing, for example. Or even if they were a practicing Muslim, they made big mistakes in life. They're not that type. But even just the fact that they're being praised for this person is a problem. This person sees a problem in that, and they say, Ya Allah, Allahumma la tu'akhidhni bima yaqulun. Don't hold me responsible for what they're saying. وَاجْعَلْنِي أَفْضَلَ مِمَّا يَظُنُّونَ. Look at this. And make me better than that which they think of me. Wow. In other words, yeah, I'm after the ranks. I'm after the high status in Allah's eyes. I'm after that. It just doesn't matter to me whether others know of it or not. One, and two, whether they praise me for it or not. That's the part, I ain't interested in. Right? This is perspective, brothers and sisters. These lines are perspective. This is how we look at things. Oh my God, in this day and age of social media, of like, a person might even be praying and then they take a selfie of themselves. I mean, come on. And that hasn't really happened, but I'm just saying that's the extent you expect certain things to be taking place, like in the future, maybe. Like everything has to be put out there so people see. Don't get me started. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut of what's going on out there. All right, you're righteous, you're pious. Why you gotta even talk about certain things? Just certain things are supposed to stay between you and Allah, of the good things that you might do. Whatever. Brother says, may we be granted the Hall of Fame in the form of Jannah. Okay, mashallah, that's good. All right. Which hadith, sister is asking, Shaykh, do you have that hadith reference? Which one? This Allahumma la tu'akhidhni bima yaqulun. This is Nahj al-Balagha, sermon 193. So this is where the Imam is saying. He says, when they praise them, these are the things they do dua to Allah. Allahumma la tu'akhidhni bima yaqulun. Waj'alni afdala mimma yadhunnun. Make me better than what they even think of me. وَاغْفِرْ لِي مَا لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. And forgive that of me that they don't know and are not aware of. Wow. So these are people who have reached the high level, but they might even have a bad past. But they are fine now. And this is their dua to Allah. Others don't know. Oh Allah, you take care, you forgive me of that. That which you know and they don't know. All right. فَمِنْ عَلَامَةِ أَحَدِهِمْ أَنَّكَ تَرَى لَهُ قُوَّةً فِي الدِّينِ. All right, now the Imam starts going boom, 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 just checking off those things on his list that he wants to check off. He says, you want to see what they look like? Let me give you some little bite-sized signs of who they are, of what they look like, of their demeanor, of, their characteristics. Number one, قوة في دين. Number two, حزما في لين. Number three, إيمانا في يقين. حرصا في علم. علما في حلم. قصدا في غنى. خشوعا في عبادة. تجملا في فاقة. صبرا في شدة. طلبا في حلال. نشاطا في هدى. تحرجا عن طمع. All right, let's see if we can knock as many of these out as we can before Adhan. Number one, قوة في دين. I'm going to spend from here on less time elaborating. What I needed to elaborate on was what we had in the past 2-3 days. Imanan fi yaqeen. They have iman within their yaqeen, so to speak. As I said before, there's different levels of iman. And so the iman that stems from yaqeen and conviction. Sometimes you believe in something because your parents taught you, okay, and you believe in it, and Allah will accept that, inshallah. Sometimes you believe in it because you've come to the conclusions yourself that you needed to through the proper methods. That's imanan fi yaqeen, I would say. Hirsan fi ilm. They are obsessive about what? About eating? No. Obsessive about what? Sports? No. Obsessive about fitness? No. No. Then obsessive about what? Hirsan fi ilm. Yes. And hirs usually is a term with bad connotations. Obsession is usually something that's kind of like a little bit negative. It's like overdoing things, But man, when it comes to knowledge, go. The sky is the limit. When it comes to righteousness and doing good deeds, and when it comes to learning, man, the sky is the limit. And my brotherly advice to our brothers and sisters out there, who do stuff here and there. They talk a little bit about Islam. They talk about they have discussions with others and so on, and you see them online. That's good. I like that, because that is the trigger. That should push you into the direction of reading more, listening more, and learning more. Yes, don't be content with what you have, because trust me, what you have of knowledge and what I have of knowledge is pretty puny still. We got to work on ourselves, add more and more knowledge to the ammunition that we have. All right, ilman fi hilm. Ilm, but this ilm is mixed with hilm. We talked about this minutes ago in the beginning of the talk, that their ilm is accompanied with hilm. Yes, ilman fi hilm. I want to say something here about this, by the way, that I didn't say in the beginning of the lecture, and that is that the more the knowledge, the more hilm one should have. Why? Because this is the part I didn't say. Because the more knowledge a person has, the more suffering they might go through, just because of the knowledge they have. I can give you an example right now. It's not a good example. I don't like to say this, but like, brothers and sisters, I've personally been in Qom for half my life. All right. And so you've put in a lot of time trying to study and all that kind of stuff. And then you see someone who goes for 2 years, comes back, and now is like, representing the deen and is speaking like an authority. All right. Others who might, be, I don't like to use this word, like non-clergy or lay people, they'll listen and they're like, wow, wow, look at that. And they'll listen to Ayatollah Jawadi Amuli and they're like, wow, wow, that's also nice. You're like, no, 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 wait a minute, what happened here? This versus that, there's no comparison. No, no, that was nice too. Oh my God, did you see the examples he was using? He's so good for our youth. Okay, he is good for the youth. Fine, alhamdulillah, he's affecting them positively. Fine. But personally, as a person who's a little more familiar with these discussions, when I listen to the two, I'm like, that guy made 20 mistakes, man. Ayatollah Jawadi, on the other hand, mashallah, that's something that deserves praise. And so for me, I'm like, I'll be angry, right? I'll be suffering from this. Why? Because a little bit of knowledge I might have. Same thing goes with a doctor. You saw a few days ago, one person will say, let's inject people with disinfectant because that seems to be the way to go. And then you look at the doctor that's sitting next to him, she's suffering. You can tell she's cringing and suffering, right? We all saw what happened a few days ago when that guy made that statement about injecting disinfectant to COVID patients or to normal people so they can prevent COVID infection. But whatever. A person who has knowledge suffers more than a person who has less knowledge. Our holy prophet, for example, is the most knowledgeable of them all. There's a famous hadith from him that he says, "Ma udhiya nabiyyun either qattu or mithl ma udhit," which means that no prophet suffered the way I did. Well, there were some prophets who underwent a lot of suffering. Prophet Ayub suffered a lot in his lifetime. Prophet Yahya, they say he was beheaded in a very gruesome fashion. So what do you mean, O Prophet, you were bothered the most? Well, he has the most knowledge. And the more knowledge, the more you suffer. It's just a given. Or you are more prone to suffering. And so as a result, you have to have more patience and more hilm and forbearance. Yeah. The Holy Prophet, when he sees that the people are going head first towards Jahannam, it hurts him. Yes, the knowledge that the Prophet has is like no other. All right. So here it says, they have ilm fi hilm. Qastan fi ghina, moderation. They are moderate when they're well off and wealthy. So this shows that these people can sometimes even be wealthy. Wealth itself is not a problem, as long as you take that much that you need and the rest, inshallah, you do what you need to do with it. So they live moderate lives when they are wealthy even. Tajammulan khushu'an fi ibadah. When you look at their worship, it's not just a worship of let's get it done and over with so we don't go to Jahannam. That's not their take on things when it comes to ibadah and worship of Allah. Rather, their take is that I'm standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the greatest of the greatest. And so I have to have humility before Him. They have khushu' in their ibadah. Tajammulan fi faqa. I can say they have gracefulness. Now tajammul comes from beauty. And so when you look at them, even in times of hardship and difficulty, financially they're struggling. When you look at them, you still see tajammul, you still see beauty. They don't let others find out. If they only have one shirt they can wear, they always keep it clean, for example. If they don't have much to eat, they're not going to make too much noise about it. Yeah? Where there's a verse of the Quran, يَحْسَبُهُمُ الْجَاهِلُ أَغْنِيَاءَ مِنَ التَّعَفُّفِ. These people, a person who doesn't know that these people are poor, they think that they're rich. Why? Because they have so much iffah. They have so much honor. Now, the translation for iffah is not honor, but here they have so much honor, they don't let it show that they're struggling in life. Yeah. Sabran fi shiddah. When the going really gets tough, these muttaqin have sabr. They have patience and forbearance. Talaban fi halal. They break sweat in order to gain halal and permissible sustenance. Permissible halal sustenance usually is only attained through breaking sweat. Now I say breaking sweat metaphorically again. Nowadays it can even be through typing, it can be through calling and so on. But all in all, making a halal livelihood requires a lot of things. Learning the rules, Islamic rules pertaining to that certain means that I'm using to reach livelihood. And then actually living up to it. Actually making sacrifices when there is a way to make more, but it's not a permissible way. So talaban fi halal. Talab means to make an effort towards gaining something, but through halal means. Talaban fi halal. Nashatan fi huda. This is one of my personal favorites, which I don't think I'll ever get to. Nashat means liveliness, energy, yeah, positivity. When it comes to guidance, when it comes to anything that has to do with guidance and hidayah, whether it's worship, whether it's other things, they are lively. They're energetic and positive. Yeah, the Holy Prophet famously, they say he would say that when it was time for adhan and salat time, he would look to Bilal al-Habashi and he would say, "O Bilal, arihna ya Bilal." Yes, relieve us, O Bilal. That's something he's looking forward to. This form of huda, which is the salat, the Holy Prophet is looking forward to it. That is his energy. That is his liveliness. You find it there. Nashatan fi huda, taharrujan an tama'. These people, they stay away from tama'. Tama', I would say, means greed. Wanting more than you need. Now, need, I don't mean the bare minimum like life or death need. No, that's wrong. That is not encouraged by our scholars, and that's not encouraged in our ahadith. What you get out of these, the culture of these ulama, the ones who are aware of what's in the sources, they will tell you that, look, live in moderation and you can be above average. Yeah, have a good life, have an acceptable, decent, good life. But does it have to be the best out of everybody in the community, for example? No, not necessarily. Yes, that everyone says that this person's house is the biggest house. This person is living the life more than the rest. Yeah, no, it doesn't have to reach that point. So taharrujan an tama'. Yes, I want more. Now, some people, they live in that big house. There are some that they just want to add zeros to the bank account. Like, that's tama'. Tama' eventually is going to hit you to the ground. It's going to bring you down. Why? Because a person who has greed and tama' will never be satisfied. Yes, that's just how this dunya is. Al-tama'u riqqun mu'abbad, Imam says. Imam Ali, somewhere else in Nahj al-Balagha, he says, you want to know what slavery really is? Eternal slavery lies in what? In tama', greed. Because you're never satisfied. And you're always trying to keep that tama' happy and satisfy it. Just like a person has to satisfy its master, a slave has to satisfy their master, that master eventually will be satisfied. But tama' is a master that is never satisfied. So if you fall prey to it, you're done. And we see that in this world that we live in today. There's enough food out there for everyone, if only some put their greed aside. Yes. I just want to make sure there's no more. Ya'malul. Yes, so I'll leave it at that. Yes, I skipped one also, and that was hazman fi lin. Hazman fi lin. Lin, layyin, these words mean softness. So, and hazm kind of is the opposite. It's strictness and firmness. So it says they have hazm. These guys are for real. They ain't messing around. They have a mission and they're going to accomplish that mission in life. And so they are going for that bullseye, as I said. Nothing's going to get in their way, right? Firm. I don't want to use the word rigid because that's kind of negative. They are firm. And I like to just say they don't mess around, right? But they have this hazm. but filin, right? You won't get intimidated by them. There are some people out there actually, you get intimidated by them. They're spiritual people. The guy, the frown on his face, I mean, I don't get it. Why does spirituality have to equal frowning? Why does spirituality have to equal not lightening the mood every now and then? Now there is a limit to that. I hope I stay within that limit, but there's a limit to it. But like it has to be there. Like the Ahlul Bayt were like that. The Holy Prophet was like that. Yes, you are not a rigid piece of stone. Yeah, and the Quran even mentions this about the Holy Prophet. Yeah, وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. Oh Prophet, if you were so hard and rigid and ew, people would leave from around you. We made you like this. That you are approachable. So these people, they don't mess around, but you're not intimidated by them either. Worst comes to worst, like you come up to them like, hey, you want to do this or you want to do that? Like, let's hang out and do this. They're like, okay, fine. They'll hang out, but then when the time comes for them to go home, they're going to go home and get their sleep so they can wake up for Fajr. Oh no, let's stick around for another hour or so. He'll with a smile, he'll say, I'm sorry, I can't. I have to go. So this guy don't mess around, but at the same time doesn't mess with you either, in the sense that they are gonna hurt your feelings. They're gonna be like their appearance is gonna be a turn off, or they're gonna break your heart and so on and be mean just because they're better than you or something. No, 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 no. Hazman filin. Even with your parents. Your parents tell you to do something, you feel like from a shari'i perspective, you shouldn't do it in a very kind and gentle tone. You tell them, I'm sorry, mom, dad, like if I can't do this. Yeah, with siblings, with colleagues, with friends, with whoever it is. Hazman fi din. Inshallah, Allah gives us tawfiq to be as similar and resembling to these muttaqin in our lives as we can. Inshallah. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.